WWE 2K24 censors Vince McMahon, plus major AEW Dynamite change gets revealed tonight, and John Cena wants MJF to join WWE. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So WWE 2K24 is hitting the shelves, people picking up advanced copies, and we were curious as to how they would deal with the Vince McMahon allegations, with the game already being so deeply made when the allegations came out. Well, now we know.
Yes, it's become apparent on social media and stuff as people have begun to get these advanced copies of 2K24. There have been attempts made to take Vince McMahon out of the game. He does appear during the showcase mode at the end of WrestleMania X7, where he's a very key part of that shocking twist at the end, isn't he, when himself and Steve Austin shake hands. But several other scenes, including one with Charlotte Flair, see McMahon's face blurred out completely.
We've seen a few faces blurred out in games in the past, like normally referees and stuff. Is a way, I believe it's a way of stopping them getting royalties for them, essentially.
Lovely.
I imagine a similar incident here, and also with everything that's gone on with McMahon, his character model, as well as Brock Lesnar's character model, in the wake of these allegations from former WWE employee Janelle Grant, both gone from the game.
Yeah, I suppose it's going to be interesting as more time passes since the allegations were first made, not just in the game, but how Vince is they've managed to not mention him at all in the product so far, but it's going to be interesting to see how that continues as time goes on.
Because it's such, when you look at the history of WWE, Vince is so woven into it that it's not a case of you can remove key bits from it all the time. You just have to sort of dance around some of the bits that they do. And as you say, the one way they're getting around it is in some storyline clips which feature Vince McMahon, he gets blurred out completely. Obviously, the allegations still continue on. That story continues to move, and we'll let you know more when we know more at cultaholic.com. Dynamite tonight, set to look a bit different.
Yes, as you can see there. Last week, the new look AEW Dynamite logo was unveiled for the first time, and it's going to be used full-time from tonight's episode onwards, alongside, according to the official AEW socials, a new look for a new season.
New look, new season. They said, tune in tonight. You do not want to miss what happens tonight on Dynamite, is what the socials are saying. Andrew Zarian over the weekend revealed that one part of the new look for AEW is a throwback, in the sense that the tunnels are returning. Happy about that?
I think so, yes. Yeah. Obviously, they've been used as kind of a storytelling device before, or a hint at future storylines, because there's traditionally like a babyface tunnel and a heel tunnel. Well, that's how it was used when they first used the tunnel system. And sometimes someone like Hangman Page or somebody would go down the other one when they were thinking heelish or babyface-ish thoughts. Very interesting indeed. I think that's not the reason I'm excited for it to come back. I think I just liked the way it looked. It set them apart from WWE. It was unique to AEW, and I was a little bit disappointed when they took it away. So yeah, I'm in favor of it, I think.
I like it.
You as well?
I do like it. Like you say, it's a wonderful little storyline teller if you wanted to use. I think a few times back in the day they'd tease going through, like you said, and I wouldn't mind that coming back at all. I think it gave them a very distinctive look and feel when they moved into just the big screens. It kind of felt very like WWE-esque, and I think that what AEW really need to do is be as different as possible to WWE.
Right. I think I remember one instance where Hangman Page was kind of in his crisis before he heroically came back and won the belt from Kenny Omega, and he walked down the heel tunnel, but he looked all sad and he was doubting himself. And I remember seeing on Reddit or somewhere, someone said, why did Hangman walk down the heel tunnel when we all love him so much? And the reply was like, he doesn't love himself, or something like that. I was like, no!
He's a heel in his mind.
But then he came back, didn't he? Heel again now, but that's okay.
He's bounced around.
Yeah.
Tell you who is a heel right now. Scapegoat Jack Perry.
Oh, the scapegoat.
We haven't seen him in AEW since that thing that happened at Wembley that time. But he's been making some moves in New Japan, and probably made the biggest move just a few hours ago.
Yes, he resurfaced recently in New Japan, ripping up his AEW contract, and today he's cemented kind of a more permanent place in the New Japan roster, because he has joined a faction, many factions in New Japan, of course. He's joined the House of Torture alongside Evil, Dick Togo, Ren Narita, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi. Interesting one, because the House of Torture, from what I can tell, just from a Western fan of New Japan point of view, not the most popular faction, at least amongst the Western audience. People seem to get annoyed by them. They're always interfering and stuff. They seem a little bit superfluous. There's already villainous factions doing it better than them, in many people's opinion anyway. So I don't know whether this is going to be difficult for Jack Perry or whether he might provide a bit of a boost to them instead.
It could go one way or t'other. They joined up forces after Perry beat Shota Umino at the 52nd anniversary show, and here come House of Torture. They give him a t-shirt and off. And on he goes, putting the t-shirt on. He is one with the lads.
Yes.
The latest development for Jack Perry in New Japan. What do we think of the scapegoat entrance attire, the goat head?
I don't mind it. I'm always a bit iffy when like real life drama or whatever is relied upon too much as a crutch to a wrestler's persona moving ahead of that, and that seems to be very much the case here. But I do think it looks like quite a good visual. So as long as it then becomes something he can work off creatively on camera, and it doesn't get stuck in the whole CM Punk tie-in, then I'm in favour of it, just because it looks quite good and it gives him a good heel justification. I've been scapegoated, everyone thinks I'm the bad guy, so I will be the bad guy. But just as long as it doesn't lean too heavily on remember that time back then, because I don't think that helps anybody.
It's funny how heel tendencies, people can forget this, all part of character work. John Cena, I seem to think, forgot that when he met MJF at the Iron Claw red carpet.
John's a big mark. He doesn't know it's not real.
Really felt quite marky. He was chatting with Chris Van Vliet, and he said, when he was asked about meeting MJF, he went, MJF couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more cordial. I shook his hand and I said, I'm so sorry, excuse my ignorance. I didn't know what to expect from you today. You're a class act. I can't believe you're as professional as you are. That's just my ignorance. I'm sorry I had that judgment. I want to thank you for being so special, and thanks for making my night.
John, how can you do you think he was going to be like, I thought you were going to be a really bad guy because you cheated to win all those matches.
I thought you were going to hit me with some nooks or something as I walked down there. Do you reckon when I seen him at Undertaker, I'm really sorry, I thought you were like a grave digger. I thought you were undead, mate. I'm sorry, I was brought you flowers for you. You're not a well, I feel silly now.
Cena also shared aspects of his other conversation with MJF and even suggested that maybe one day he wants to leave AEW, maybe. He said, we got back and I was able to talk to him more, and I kind of said, maybe we can get you to play for the right team one day, and all that.
Play for the right team.
John's a WWE guy.
No.
How do you approach that if you're MJF? You've got to be very careful because you know that whatever you say could get out there. So you go, no.
I'd have just punched him with brass knucks.
You were right about me all along.
I think you sort of play it off. You go,
what do you like, John?
Hey, don't drink. I change subject immediately.
Cena went on to say, there's no denying the fact that he's doing good work, and I don't think I should ignore that. Honestly, I was floored by his professionalism, where it would have been an easy target at a wrestling movie premiere to have yourself a moment. And we did have a moment, and it was one that the internet paid attention to, and it was one where I was hoping that this person I met, I could once bet on, like, man, I hope we just get you over here. That'd be awesome. It was great, and it was great to meet a professional, classy, driven young man.
John Cena going, Kane, I'm really sorry. I thought you'd been burned in a fire. Your face seems all right now. That's good.
They were mental scars.
Oh, God love it. I think there's a lot of people that would like to see MJF do his thing in WWE, and John Cena giving him the stamp of approval, I think, will only further that conversation.
My opinion about whether MJF should or should not jump to WWE, and to be fair, it's entirely up to him, isn't it? But my view's always been, would he be, it's like what people would say when Kenny Omega was theorized as a potential future WWE main eventer. Would he just get lost in the shuffle? Would he be allowed to be the MJF we know from AEW? But then I think nowadays the AEW roster is so stacked and chock full as well. Maybe he's going to get lost in the shuffle there as well whenever he makes his return to the ring. So I don't know. It's an interesting one.
It is an interesting time. It's an interesting time, apparently, for MJF. Now, 2 lots of streaming-based goodness tonight. Yes. Owen Mawson streaming tonight.
Yes, as I suggested on the previous news video, I think I'm just too busy to stream tonight, unfortunately. But Owen is manning the Swans solo on Football Manager. Find that from 6 p.m. UK time, twitch.tv/Cultaholic.
And tonight, Adam Pacitti returns to do more WWE 2K24 My Rise. He's been playing through the Undisputed Career mode, and he's having a lot of fun with it as well. And you can join him on the YouTube channel later this evening as well. There's a link to the live thing in the comments down below. And for the very latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.